Hello, this is James from Therapy Business School. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. This video is going to be about making sure you stick to your time frames when you're working with clients. A really important feature, especially if you're back to back and you're using the therapeutic hour, the 50 minutes, and you've got a client finishing at, let's say, 2 till 2:50 p.m. and your next client is at 3 o'clock. And you know they're there, you know they're waiting for you, and your client's in the middle of something, and you're thinking, how am I going to do this? You know, we're getting closer and closer to 2:50 p.m. What am I going to do? So here's a few techniques and tips around that. One would be, if you're seeing a client face to face, have a clock, you know them little travel clocks that you can fold down if it's not your own premises? Have one of them behind the client. And have another one behind you, so all the client has to do is look over your shoulder, be able to see the time, and you can look over their shoulder to see the time as well. That might be better than speaking to a client and then looking away to see a clock over there and then bringing the eye contact back. It might be better, and this is something that I used to do when I was working in an office setting, seeing clients face to face. There was a clock just on the wall over their shoulder. So it'd be a case of they'd be talking, and as their eyes are moving around, as they're talking about their story, I could just glance at the clock and be back with them. It takes a split second. Now, a thing to do is to remind your clients, okay, we've got 50 minutes today, what would you like to talk about? Now, if time is progressing on and it's going towards the end of the session, be able to say to your client, just aware we've got 10 minutes left. So anyway, you were saying, and then let the time carry on. Or I'm just aware we've got 5 minutes left. Now don't forget, you also have got to arrange time to make the next appointment with them as well. So that should be included in your 50-minute settings. So maybe the session's only 45 minutes really. So you've got a lot to do. Or if you want to, you have your 50-minute session, and in that 10 minutes between this client finishing and you're starting with this next client, you somehow cram it in. Got to be good on your time boundaries of this one. This is a practice thing that you get better the more you practice. All right. So what I would suggest is give it the 5-minute warning, and if they're really in the middle of something, just say something along the lines of, I'm just wondering, with what we're talking about now, and I'm just conscious of the time, would it be okay to put a pin in that? And then we can pick this up from the same place next session if you want to. Would that be all right? They're not going to say no, because they know that the time is important, the time structure is important. And that way you can show support. You can also make a note of this in your notes. And in the next session, you can begin the next session with that client with something like, I know we put a pin in something last time we were here. Would you like to start from there, or is there somewhere else you'd like to start from today? Giving autonomy to the client. All right. So making sure that you don't run over. If a client is really pushy, you might have to be firmer. A friend of mine told me that they were training to be a counsellor. And when they were going through their own counselling, there was no time warning at all. The therapist would just say to my friend, okay, time's up, see you next week. Which they found quite abrupt. That's not the way I personally do it. I like to, okay, we've got just where we got 10 minutes. Okay, you were saying, okay, there's just notice there's 5 minutes left. Can we put a pin in that until next time? And we can maybe pick this up then. Would that be okay? You might have to be quite firm with some clients, but the idea is that you lead by example. If you breach your time boundaries, the client might have an opinion of, well, the time's not such a big deal because we always run over. That's what we do. I know they said 50 minutes, but we normally do 55. You don't really want the client to be having that mindset because you haven't been boundaried at your point. So I'll see you on next week's episode. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe. I know you hear that a lot in almost every video you watch. It really helps the YouTube algorithm show this kind of content to people who are interested in this kind of thing. All right, so I'll see you on next week's episode. This is James, and this is Therapy Business School. Bye bye.